Hello and welcome to Disney Travel Tales, a podcast that allows you to immerse yourself in someone's recent Disney trip. I'm Jenny, and I'm so happy to be here with you talking about my favorite thing, Disney trips. Join us every Friday as we explore the parks or cruise ships with a new guest and learn inside tips and tricks to hopefully help make your vacation go a little smoother. Make sure to subscribe to the show wherever you are listening so you never miss a new episode, and I would love it if you left a positive review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. This is the easiest way to support the podcast. Another way to support the podcast is to use me as your travel agent at no cost to you. Email me at jenny@trolleylanetravel.com. Let me do all the hard planning while you sit back and count down the days to your vacation. Okay, so let's get going with today's show. Hello, and thank you for listening today. This is episode number 68, and I am going to do a deep dive and review of the cabins at the Fort Wilderness Resort at Walt Disney World in Florida. My goal for this series is to deep dive and review every resort at Walt Disney World. You can go back and listen to episode 12, which is all about Saratoga Springs Resort, episode number 31, all about Port Orleans Riverside, episode 33 is about the Art of Animation Resort, and episode 53 is about Wilderness Lodge. So in September of 2022, the agency I work with, Trolley Lane Travel, had their annual training trip at the cabins at Fort Wilderness. I was so excited to finally get over there and see this resort. It has kind of been not a bucket list for me, but definitely a want for me to do for one of my visits at Disney World. So as a mother with a family of 5, these cabins have always kind of had an appeal to me to stay at. For a freestanding cabin, they are very reasonably priced, so I could not wait to see exactly what they were like. So let's start just by talking about Fort Wilderness in general. What a lot of people don't realize is Fort Wilderness was actually open on opening day 51 years ago. At the time, it was only campgrounds, but it has definitely grown, and now there are cabins there. So from the Disney website, it is described as nestled on 750 acres of pine and cypress forest, Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground evokes the timeless beauty of the American frontier. Teeming with such wildlife as deer, ducks, armadillos, and rabbits, the resort welcomes you to a delight in scenic woodland trails, exciting pool areas, rootin' tootin' entertainment, and hearty country eats. It's also described as roughing it in comfort. Experience the down-home pleasures of pioneer life with all the convenience of home. Settle into your settler's paradise, a fully furnished private cabin in the woods, spacious enough to sleep 6 adults. Brimming with rustic charm, these hideaways offer a living room, a bedroom, full bathroom, private patio, charcoal grill, and modern kitchen complete with a refrigerator, dishwasher, convection microwave oven, and 2 countertop burners. Housekeeping even does your dishes. Stroll to the lakeside dock for an easy 10-minute boat ride to Magic Kingdom Park, or rent a golf cart or a bike and explore the whole darn resort. So we are going to talk a little bit more about the cabins and my experience with them later in the show. I just want to start off the show with mostly just talking about the resort itself. So I was staying at the Wilderness Lodge during this trip, but every morning I would get on a boat from Wilderness Lodge and ride over to Magic Kingdom and then back over to Fort Wilderness. Getting off at Fort Wilderness, you immediately feel like you have been transported to a place far from Disney. It truly feels like you are camping. The grounds are absolutely beautiful with a beachfront and tall trees everywhere. I loved going over there every morning and spending the day because it was just really peaceful. One thing to keep in mind is this resort is huge. There is an area where the cabins are, then areas where people camp in campers and in tents. Because it is so large, it's not really walkable. Depending on where you are at, it could be a very long walk to the boats to take to Magic Kingdom or even the dining options. So because of that, they offer a golf cart rental. Rent a golf cart for 4. Explore Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground with ease when you rent an electric golf cart. Now, advanced reservations are recommended for this. I think most likely they always sell out, so you definitely want to be able to make this reservation as soon as you know you're staying there or as soon as you can. With a windshield, headlights, and seating for 4 people, your golf cart is a great way to get around day or night. Golf carts are available for pickup at 1 p.m. and must be returned by 11 a.m. on the return date. The carts are available from Reception Outpost. We had a golf cart during our stay, and it was so much fun. Every morning, one of the ladies would come to pick me up from the boat dock when I arrived and drive me over to the cabins. It was just fun to drive around and see the entire resort. Something fun that this resort does and kind of sets it apart from other resorts is the campers decorate their site, and this is especially popular during Halloween and Christmas. Since we were there in September and the Halloween parties were already going on at Disney World, some of the cabins were decorated with Halloween decorations, and it was just really fun. Fort Wilderness has so many things to do and keep you busy on your stay. You almost could come here and stay and just make a vacation out of it without ever even going to the parks. There are 2 pools. One of the pools has a water slide, and that is the Meadow Swimming Pool. It has a corkscrew water slide and a whirlpool spa. From the website, it says young cowpokes can even cool off in the fort-themed water play area with tot-friendly slides. You can also take a dip at Wilderness Swimming Pool, the all-ages quiet pool with a whirlpool spa. We didn't use the pool. We probably could have because it was very, very hot in September, but we were just busy with our meetings, and since it was an adults-only trip, we just didn't ever head over to the pool. There's also Chip 'n Dale's Campfire Sing-Along. Join nutty friends Chip and Dale for some old-fashioned family fun as you roast marshmallows around a crackling fire. Located at the Campground Theater, Chip 'n Dale's Campfire Sing-Along takes place on Wednesdays through Sunday. The campfire is also available from 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. So most of the resorts at Disney do have campfires, but this one, the Chip 'n Dale's one, is a little bit special because you do have Chip 'n Dale there with you at the campfire certain days of the week. And just like every Disney resort, there is a movie under the stars on select nights. Fun recreational activities specific to Fort Wilderness are the archery experience. Put pro tips to the test and zero in on the coveted bullseye after receiving a short training lesson. At the Bike Barn at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, archery guides teach guests 7 years of age and up how to use a compound bow. Then it's time for target practice. Most of this 75-minute experience is dedicated to firing at-range targets. With class sizes limited to 10 guests, each marksman receives personalized advice from the archery guides to best help you hone your archery skills. Advanced reservations are highly recommended. You can also visit Tri-Circle D Ranch. Stroll through the stable to visit Cinderella's ponies and the majestic horses of Main Street, USA. Discover the dragon calliope. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, I'll just go with it. The horse-drawn musical instrument that Walt Disney purchased for the Mickey Mouse Club Circus Parade at Disneyland Park in the 1950s. How amazing is that? I cannot wait to go visit that on my next visit. Animal lovers of all ages will delight in the variety of breeds that live at Tri-Circle D Ranch, including Appaloosas, Arabians, Belgians, Clydesdales, Percherons, and quarter horses, plus Shetland ponies. I hope I said those right. I'm not a big horse person, so I'm not super familiar with them, but if you love horses, I think this is definitely a place that you should visit. Tri-Circle D Ranch is home to more than 90 of the happiest horses on Earth. The ranch is split into 2 locations. The stables near the settlement area of Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground are open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Guests are welcome to walk through the area and visit the horses. Pony rides also depart from this location. Onto that, kids can take a pony ride. Pony rides are offered daily at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, with the last ride of the day 30 minutes prior to close. Riders must be at least 2 years of age and under 80 pounds, no taller than 48 inches, and able to hang on by themselves. A parent or guardian must lead the pony at all times. You also need to call in to get reservations for this, and it's only $8 a person. That is such a great deal. There really is so much you can do at this resort. Other activities include horse-drawn carriage rides, bike rentals, kayak rentals, canoe rentals, and wagon rides. They also have basketball and volleyball courts, playgrounds, Daniel Boone's Wilderness Arcade, and Davy Crockett's Wilderness Arcade. Something that I am personally very interested in doing, and we might actually do it on our trip when we go in June, is the Wilderness Back Trail Adventure. Experience nature the high-tech way as you explore Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and beyond on a Segway X2. The description from the Disney site is, take in Florida's natural beauty while gliding along scenic back roads. If you've never ridden a Segway before, you're in for a treat. Maneuverable, fast, quiet, and fun to ride, the X2 is an all-terrain vehicle that can be mastered in minutes. And what better way to do it than with a beautiful backdrop of Florida countryside? Navigate a variety of surfaces from paved paths to woodland trails as you complete a 2-hour circuit that includes stops at the stables of Tri-Circle D Ranch and Glassy Bay Lake, where photo ops abound. Your informative, entertaining cast member acts as a guide, sharing trivia, anecdotes, and instructions along the way, and keeping you in the loop through your electric headset. Before you head out, you'll receive approximately 30 minutes of instruction and practice time. You'll also be outfitted with a safety helmet and an electronic earpiece. After a brief how-to video and some pointers from your guide, get your bearings on an outdoor training course where you'll weave through cones and ride up and down a small incline. Then you're off. Something to keep in mind, it's at 8:30 a.m. and you have to be at Fort Wilderness Resort. So you can do this if you're staying at another resort. You're just going to have to get transportation over there, and you can't necessarily rely on Disney transportation to get you to a park and then back over there because it might not be running at that time. Uber is probably your best bet unless you have your own car. Also, you have to weigh between 100 and 250 pounds, and you have to be at least 16 years old with a valid ID. It's a 2-hour tour, so yeah, I think this would be so much fun, and I am highly considering doing this with my son. We will be there in June, and he is 17, and I think this would be a really fun adventure for us to go on. There are some great videos on YouTube of people who have been on this tour kind of reviewing it. If this is something you might be interested in, go watch some of those videos. If we do decide to do it in June, you can come back here because I will definitely be reviewing it.
Hey parents, do your kids listen to podcasts? Do they like solving mysteries and flexing their imaginations? Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is a new children's mystery podcast. Your kid can join Billy Bonanza and Susie Sockington on exciting and wacky adventures as they attempt to solve mysteries around their school. Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is available now on all podcast platforms.
Okay, now on to my favorite thing to talk about, food. And there are quite a few restaurants at this resort, and they are all really popular and have great food options. Fort Wilderness is home to the famous Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review, which is some frontier-style family fun. Join the Pioneer Hall players for 2 hours of rousing dancing, singing, and zany comedy. Get ready to clap, move your feet, sing along, or just have a good time at rustic Pioneer Hall in Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. In between skits and song standards, chow down on all you care to enjoy fried chicken and smoked barbecue pork ribs, as well as a tossed green salad, cowboy beans, fresh baked cornbread, macaroni and cheese, and creamy coleslaw. And be ready to save room for the grand finale, strawberry shortcake. Unlimited draft beer, wine, and sangria are available to guests 21 years of age and older. Soft drinks are also included. We did eat here while I was there, and I have to say I loved it. I am going to do a whole dining review episode in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you tune into that to hear all about this experience a little bit more in depth. As for the other restaurants, there are plenty to choose from. There's P&J Southern Takeout. Tie on up to the hitching post and pick up a meal first thing in the morning or later in the day. Inside, you're sure to find all you need to bring a tasty meal back to your campsite or at least one of our outdoor picnic tables. Breakfast includes a breakfast sandwich, muffins, Mickey waffles, oatmeal, and biscuits and gravy. Some lunch and dinner options include cheese or pepperoni pizza. If you want to be on the lighter side, they have a garden salad, and they also have a true favorite fried chicken dinner. Guests ages 9 and under can chomp into turkey or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and for dessert, they have strawberry shortcake. The Meadows Snack Bar is located at the Meadows Swimming Pool. Go grazing in the great outdoors. Open air eats include fresh salads, tasty sandwiches, and light snacks. Top it off with some frozen treats. Beer and soda are also available. There's Crockett Tavern. Wet your whistle with a drink from the walk-up window beside Pioneer Hall. Beer, draft, and bottled, and wine are also available. You can rustle up some loaded nachos and wings and 3 flavors from the bar inside Crockett's Tavern. The Chuck Wagon is a food truck that is only out on Wednesday evenings. Pack your hunger and take a trip to Flavor Country, courtesy of this culinary camper serving classic fare and savory snacks. So we actually saw this, and it's like an old camper-style RV that is a food truck. It's really cute. And finally, there is Trails End. Feast on a down-home breakfast or dinner served family style at this tasty frontier mainstay. Trails End is a really popular restaurant, and people come here to eat that are not even staying at Fort Wilderness. The breakfast is especially popular with dishes including Mickey waffles, fresh pastries, smoked brisket and eggs, cheesy potato casserole, berry granola yogurt parfait, and all different kinds of other options. Dinner has an all-you-care-to-enjoy skillet featuring pecan smoked brisket, smoked chicken, pulled pork, sausage, roasted potatoes, corn on the cob, and green beans. And before you bid us happy trails, be sure to try our dessert trio featuring a wagon load of flavors sure to knock your boots off. You will need reservations for this meal and for Hoop-de-Doo. Okay, now to wrap up this resort itself before we talk about the cabins, they have an amazing gift shop called the Settlement Trading Post. We stopped in here because we needed a few grocery items, and I was completely blown away by the amount of merchandise and how unique it was. Of course, there were things that you would see at the parks, but they also had a lot of resort-specific items and just items that they did not sell at the parks. All resorts have some specific items and other things they don't sell, but I just felt like this shop had so much more variety and more to choose from. They also have grocery, snacks, drinks, and any supplies you might need while you are camping. I absolutely loved the store and want to stop in here again sometime because it was just really fun looking at all the different resorts. They had a lot of retro merchandise that I really liked and kind of wish I would have picked up even though I didn't. So on my next trip, I definitely want to stop back by and see if any of that is still there. When was the last time you visited a Disney park? For many adults, it's been a really long time. I would love to help you fix that situation. As a travel agent specializing in Disney, my job is to make sure your vacation can go as seamless as possible. All of my services are complimentary to my clients. Yes, you heard that right. I'm free to you. These services include helping you from the start finding the perfect resort to fit your needs, handling all the bookings and reservations, helping to teach you about the parks because if it's been a while, man, have they changed. I have insider tips and tricks I share with all of my clients, and I will be your single point of contact throughout your entire trip, even while you are there. Don't wait another year to visit a Disney park or go on a Disney cruise. Let this be the year you finally go. Email me at jenny@trolleylanetravel.com to get the conversation started, or see the link in the show notes to fill out my quote form. All listeners that book a trip with me will receive a $20 gift card to use on their trip. Just make sure you say you heard this on the podcast. Okay, now back to the show. Now, finally, let's talk about the cabins. These freestanding cabins sleep 6 adults. There is a really big porch/deck with a picnic table, and these cabins also have a driveway. So if you drive to Walt Disney World, you just park your car right outside the cabin, which is so nice, especially when you have small kids. We use the driveway for the golf cart, and there's a plug right there so you can keep your golf cart charged at all times. All of the cabins are by each other, located in the same area, so it's just, I don't know, it just really feels like you're at a campground. It does not feel like you're at a Disney resort at all. But you still get all the perks of staying at a Disney resort, like housekeeping and just all the Disney magic that's there. When you walk into the cabin, you walk in and there is a full-size kitchen right there in front of you with a full-size refrigerator, a dishwasher, sink, cooktop, microwave, and all the cabinets are stocked fully with dishes, cups, coffee mugs, pots and pans, silverware, anything you need to prepare a meal. To the right, you have a dining room and a living room. The dining room has a table that's a pretty good size with a bench on one side and then 3 chairs on the other. The living room has a couch that makes out into a bed and a chair and a coffee table. There is a flat screen TV hung on the wall, and then some drawers and counter space on each side of it, which is great storage, extra storage. You could put a suitcase, you could fold some clothes and put in the drawers if you needed to. It's just always nice to have that extra storage space. So this area is where I spent most of my time when I was there. This is where we had our meetings, and there were, I think, 5 of us in this room, and we had plenty of space to spread out, to relax, to talk, to eat. It was just so, so nice. And just having that full-size kitchen is such a great option for families because you can have groceries delivered and then make breakfast yourself. You can pack some sandwiches and snacks to take to the parks for lunch, and it just really cuts down on how many times you have to eat out. And sometimes it's not even about the money when it comes to eating out. It's just about the stress level. Like when my kids were younger, eating out was not always enjoyable. They always complained. They didn't want to eat. They were getting up from the table. And so to minimize that and to not have those moments while you were on vacation, sometimes it's just kind of nice. Walking towards the back of the cabin, there is a pretty large bathroom that has a really nice size sink and counter area with lots of storage options. And then there's a bathtub shower combo. And of course, the toilet, which is always nice to have a bathtub to soak your feet in at the end of a long day, or if you have little kids to give them a bath. Back all the way at the other end of the cabin is the bedroom, which has a queen-size bed and then a bunk bed with double beds. This room is a really nice size and has a closet with lots of storage options as well. The cabin was really nice, and honestly, it was nicer than I thought it was going to be. I would highly recommend this to anyone who is traveling with a larger group of people. Fort Wilderness also has campsites that range in size from sites that are good for tents all the way to sizes that fit large RVs. I saw these sites as we were driving around on our golf cart. Obviously, we didn't stay there, but they seem so much fun. And I know this camping community and just any camping community in general is a fun community to be around. I think they do trick-or-treating at Halloween. I think they do like golf cart parades where you can decorate your golf cart and drive around. It just is so much fun. I really highly recommend staying here if you get a chance to someday. One last thing I do want to mention is the park transportation. So you can take a boat to Magic Kingdom, which I love the boat options. Personally, they are just so relaxing and it's fun to ride by the other resorts and kind of get a sneak peek of the back of them. For the other parks, there is bus transportation. Now, remember, this resort is very large, so there is an internal bus route. This just means that you might be stopping at multiple stops before you actually start heading out to the parks. So overall, I think this cabin and resort is an amazing option for families. It really feels like that you are not even at Disney. So that's actually something you might want to keep in mind. If you like being immersed in the hustle and bustle, then this resort is probably not for you. But if you like to leave the hustle and bustle at the parks and head back to a resort that is peaceful and quiet, I would definitely recommend Fort Wilderness Resort for your next Disney trip. I am going to be posting tons of pictures of Fort Wilderness and the cabins over on Instagram at Disney Travel Tales. If you are not following us yet, you should head over and give us a follow. I always like to put some fun stuff out there for people. I would also love to hear from you if you have stayed here or you want to stay here. Send me a message or somewhere in the comments. Just let us know how it was. What was your personal experience with this resort? Or if you have done any of the recreational activities, because keep in mind, you do not have to be staying here to do these activities. You can go over to the resort, check it out, and do some of the fun activities. Thank you for listening today. I really appreciate you spending your time over here with us, and I hope this was just what you needed to hear today. I'm always looking for new guests for the podcast, so if you are traveling to any Disney park or cruise, see the show notes for more information about being on the show. Visit the show all around the web at DisneyTravelTales.com or find us on Instagram and Facebook at Disney Travel Tales. See pictures from the guests on their vacations. Plus, this is just a great way to stay up to date with all things related to the podcast and Disney travel in general. Join me next week with a brand new episode. So until then, this is Jenny, and may all your Disney travel dreams become a reality.